channel. So today I'll be showing you guys how to make a circle dress with a necktie, and for that I'm going to be using about 2.5 yards of fabric. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is the 2.5 yards of fabric spread out. I'm going to fold it into two this way, and then after folding it into two this way, the next thing I'm going to do is to fold it this way, take the other end and then put it this side. So this part is where I'm going to be cutting on. So guys, the next thing you're going to do is to come up to the end here, and then what you're going to do is your shoulder measurement divided by 2. So the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 16 divided by 2, that's going to give me 8. And then you come down here, find where the 8 will fit in. So but you're going to subtract about ½ an inch because it's going to be sleeveless, so that's going to be 7.5. so my 7.5 will fit in here, so I'll mark it here. Basically your shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then you subtract ½ an inch from it. So that's what I did here. So that's how I got 7.5. The next thing you're going to do is to come down here, mark your armhole. The armhole I'm working with is about 19 inches. So I'm going to mark that. 19 divided by 2, that's going to be 9.5. So I'm going to mark that here. This is the length here. I'm going to mark it this way. Mark up to this point here, and then you come to your neckline. You're going to mark 3 inches for the width of the neckline, and then you come down by also 3 inches and connect it this way, and then I'm going to mark it. So this is going to be my neckline. The next thing you're going to do is your bust, around your bust measurement. So for me, the bust measurement I'm working with is 42. So 42 divided by 4, because this is folded into 4, is going to be 10.5. So 10.5 plus extra 10.5 plus extra 1 inch seam allowance, that's going to be 11.5. So I'll mark that now. Now is to place your tape on this line of your shoulder, and then check the length of the dress you're working with, and then you keep marking it all the way around. Like you put your tape here, you mark, you put your tape, you mark, you put your tape, you mark, but this is going to be the line you're going to be following. So guys, after that you're going to go ahead and give it your curl. So remember, when you're going to put this line, try to keep your tape straight, right, this way, because if you do it this way, then you might start confusing yourself. So try to put it straight this way, so that way you can put in your armhole. So the next thing you're going to do is to come in here and go down by ½ an inch for your shoulder slant. So I'm going to ½ an inch or 0.75, and then you're going to mark it this way, and then also give it ½ an inch on, like this is now your shoulder slant, right? But I'm going to mark like about ½ an inch on top here for my seam allowance, instead, because my fabric this length might not be enough for me. So I'm just going to leave 1 inch for my seam allowance for folding the bottom. But on this top here, I'm just going to trace out ½ an inch on top, just to join the two shoulders together. That way I'll not add this ½ an inch to the length at this bottom here. So now what I'm going to do is to I've drawn my armhole. So now I'm going to trace out my length. So I'm going to cut mine now. You have to get someone to help you hold the tape at the top, and just keep moving it as you trace your line. The person will hold it here and just keep moving the tape with you as you trace your line at the bottom. You can connect this line together, or you can just leave it open and just cut this, open up this side here. And then after that, the next thing, you have 2 pieces here. You have 2 pieces of this here. So what I'm going to do now is to come down by 1 inch here. Come down by 1 inch here, connect it to the neckline, and then trace that out. This is going to be my back neckline. So I'm going to separate the two, remove 1 piece here, and then I'm going to use the second one. My back panel, my front panel. So the front panel, you see the neckline is 1/2 inch, but then for my front panel, I'm going to cut it down a little bit more, open it up, and then I'm going to give it a slit about coming down to about 5 inches here. So I'm going to come down by about 5 inches here on the neckline. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to put the two of them together, and then put the two of them together. This is where I'm going to put in my pocket. So I'm going to come down from this armhole down to about from here to 8 inches down, and I'm going to notch it for the pockets on the side. So notch it, pocket is going to come in here. So the next thing I'm going to cut is the neckline. So I've cut out 6 by 4. What I'm going to use it is for the front neckline. I'm going to use it as my bias to place this here. Place my front neckline here, sew it down, come back up. And I finished up my neckline and sewed it on top. Finished up my armhole with a bias. I already have a video on how to put in the bias. Closed up the side, and then you put I put in pockets for it. So I basically just use lining because the fabric is not enough. So I just cut this here about 9 by 8. So this is my pocket here, inside on the two sides here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to finish up the neckline. So to do the neckline, what I'm going to do is to use this piece here. So I cut a very long strap here. So it depends on you how long you want yours to be. So mine is about 80 inches long because I want it to tie a bow like how the picture is. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take this here. Mine is 80 inches long, but the width is 4.5, like the width this way from this end to this end is 4.5, and then it's 80 inches long. So what I'm going to do now is to find the center of this. Let me set this aside. So I'm going to fold it this way into 2. Find the center. I'm going to notch the center, right? So that what I'm going to do now is to start from the end here, like one end here. I'm going to fold it into 2 this way, and like I'm sewing a belt. Sew all the way here, close up this end, come up until maybe about halfway here, stop. The same thing on this side, close it up, come up halfway, stop. So I'm going to have this center part open. So I closed it up, and then this is what I have left for the opening. If you want, you could just take your fabric from the center this way before you sew it, just to know where to stop. You can just find the center at the back here, and then find the center of your strap, put it here, and then try to wrap it around all the way and find where you need to stop, and then notch it. Do it on the other side, find where you need to stop, notch it, so that you know that if you go to your sewing machine, you have to close up the rest. So now I'm going to flip out this belt. So guys, I've gone ahead, flipped the belt out, and then ironed it, right? I flipped it inside out and ironed it. So what I'm going to do now is to take it this way, fold the center. If you want, you can even iron down the center too, like iron everything down to look this way. And then what you do is just take this the way it is, go to the end here, put this inside, like sandwich this in between this, like the way it's open like this. Now you're going to fixing one end here, close it up, and just like that you start making a stitch, cover it all the way, like fold it all the way to the end here. So you see, but when you're starting, try to double. So you have to double stitch it so that it will be strong, because remember you'll be tying the end and you don't want to have any loose knots on this here. So you just put it inside and just keep sewing it all the way around. So guys, this is what it looks like right now. I've put in the neck, and then this is it here. So you just have to tie the belt. That's why I said you can make yours longer so that you can get enough rope to for when you make your bow. So this is what it looks like, and yeah, I have 2 pockets here. just basic pocket, nothing. So see, attached it on one side. After sewing, I opened it up this way, attached the piece of lining, sewed it on one side, sewed it on the other side. So I just have to close up the end, close up the top, and that's basically how I did this here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.